Good morning. Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast, December 8th, 2018.
Today we're talking Epic Store.
And some VGA Video Game Awards announcements.
And last but not least, the thing that everybody's talking about, the Avengers trailer. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
This is the nth episode. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I'm just making.
What episode number are we? We've
Yes.
long surpassed certain numbers. Hundreds of episodes, damn it.
Probably hundreds of episodes and issues. Welcome.
This is the show with all the nerd news you need to know.
Welcome to the show.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony. Welcome.
It's us.
Hi.
We're here to talk about video game and movie news.
What are you up to? How do you feel? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I am not. Here's my thing with the last bit of news we're talking about today.
Yeah.
I've watched it once.
I've watched it this.
And
I've watched it this.
yeah, like I'm like, okay, that was good. Now I'm just taking a step back.
To be honest, like there's still nothing in it, so
No.
it's the same level as the first trailer that they put out for Infinity War. It's like cool action sequence, cool,
Yeah.
sad montage,
And I
cool.
don't trust them anymore. So
This is why I have trust issues.
yeah.
In fact, none of the shots in the trailer are actually in the movie.
We got some pretty cool news this week, though. Like
So-
sometimes we have slower news weeks. This week
I'm excited.
it looks slow because
I'm excited for that first piece.
Well, let's talk about it. then.
I'm super excited. Okay, so Epic Store.
Yes.
Epic is announcing its own storefront.
Yes.
In this digital age.
Digital age of gaming.
Of eShops
Yes.
and PlayStation stores and Steam and Origins and stop me if I can, GOG and everything.
See now, good old games.
GOG has been
GOG has its place for what it does.
what I think what they specialize in is sort of older titles and titles
Yes.
who are like not exactly shareware but just
No.
older titles.
Yeah.
Is for my understanding.
Um,
But Epic's launching its own storefront.
yes.
And it's poised to probably steal a chunk out of the market from Steam.
It is the biggest competitor to Steam that we've had to date. Because like Origin, like
Origin did stuff.
EA was like, we're coming out with our own thing, and then they came out with it, and we're like, okay.
So what sets the Epic Store apart from everyone else is that when a publisher goes to say Steam and says, "Hey, I want to put my game on Steam,"
Yes.
Valve will go like, "Yeah, sure, let's do this." It's going to be a 75-25 split.
I believe so.
So whatever they'll get the developer will get 75%, Steam
Yeah.
Valve will get the other 25. And what Epic is actually doing is two things. Is what it's doing. It's first of all, it's going to be an 88-12 split.
Yes.
Which is
They're
massive.
giving a bunch back to the developer.
It was massive. And on top of that, if your game is using the Unreal Engine,
Yeah.
apparently you don't have to pay the 5% royalties
Well, that's very cool.
if you're
then.
if you're putting your game on the Epic Store made with their own engine.
Well, and let's be fair. How many games use the Unreal Engine?
All.
Yeah, you're right.
All.
You know,
So-
like there's so many that do use it. So no,
But yeah, like they're really motivating people to go out there and put games on the Epic Store. And honestly, with all of the money that they're making from Fortnite, they could probably go like, "Yeah, we'll take a hit here. We'll just make it back in Fortnite."
right. At this point, how many
So-
people were like, it's season 7 of Fortnite started the other night.
Yep.
And it's like
It exploded still exploding.
it goes nuts, and the people talking about it are nuts. Even the VGAs, like you're
Yeah.
watching that, and
I
people
think
are
every
coming out
5
going,
seconds it was either a Fortnite ad
oh yeah,
or a PUBG mobile ad.
or someone's coming out on stage to present something. They're like,
I
"Oh,
love
Fortnite," and you're like, like this game can just stop.
No, it is the world's most popular game. It won 2018's best ongoing game, so it is still the most popular game on the planet. It's funny because when I read this news article about the Epic Store, I didn't actually read it about the Epic Store. I actually first read it through the Steam store, or Steam, not Steam Store, but through Steam, because apparently Steam has updated their terms of not terms of services.
Yeah.
It's still going to be a 75-25 split, but if your game apparently on Steam, if it makes over $100,000,
Yeah.
it changes that split to like an 80-20 split. It changes it to
I was going to
and
say
even
that
more,
makes sense.
and even more.
The
if
more
it's-
you make, the more percentage you
so
get back.
because if you look at the board already right now, Call of Duty, I don't think it's on Steam. I think it's only on the Blizzard launcher. Same thing with Destiny 2.
Yes, they were Blizzard launcher only.
So like those are two massive games.
Which
and-
again, for that company like Activision,
Yeah.
to be putting that stuff on their launcher essentially.
It's-
And that's
and
the piece where we're getting all these launchers is essentially it's like
originally it was because we just want to have our own cut,
yes, exactly.
that's
We
why
don't want to
for-
give that 25% over to Steam.
and that's why Fortnite on Android
Right.
is not on Google Play.
Yeah, it's out off its own thing. So,
So-
yeah, that is the big piece of this is, and again, what's going to sell it to a lot of people is what are the sales going to be like on there? Because
Right,
that was
so-
Origin's problem is they're like, we're not going to do the sales because the sales are what hurts all these companies and da 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 da.
And here's I'd like to see what the fine print on this is. So
Yeah.
if I am a developer of a game A, and if I put it on Epic Store, is it exclusively on the Epic Store, or can I put it on Steam as
I'm
well?
hoping
Can I
you
put it on Origin? Like
because there's games that are on Origin and Steam.
right. So there's
Because
so
there's
much.
games I've bought on Origin because they've gone on stupid sale after Origin said they were never going to do that, and then all of a sudden they're putting
So what I understand
games on sale.
how it works with Ubisoft is if you buy, say, Assassin's Creed
Yeah.
Odyssey or whatever, if you buy it on Steam, it generates a key that you can obviously use in Steam.
You
but
can
then
link it to
your
Uplay.
Uplay.
Yeah.
So what they would want you to do is launch it through Uplay after you've purchased it
On
Steam. So at least they get the stats of you playing it on Uplay.
Well, and you get those stupid bonus points that you can use in the Uplay store and all of that. jazz.
And on top of that, if you're doing any microtransaction
Yeah,
stuff,
it goes
if you
through
do
them.
the Uplay rather than through the Steam client.
Yeah.
Even though it was purchased on a different client.
And in all honesty, like, if companies came to me and said, oh, you should totally buy our DLC from our online store on our website,
Right.
and we'll send you the key or whatever it happens to be, I'd be like, oh, okay.
And I'd be interested to see how that works in terms of games that are on multiple
Yeah.
PC platforms. Like, would they be able to say on Assassin's Creed Odyssey and exclusive DLC, but only if you purchase it through the Uplay? I don't know. I don't think that's actually something they can do because they have to maintain parity with.
You don't have to
Steam.
maintain parity.
Well,
but
especially-
you're just going to piss off player bases.
It's
if
going to
you
get
start
really
doing that.
dicey, especially when it comes to online games, when there's going to be, exclusive content, multiplayer content from the Uplay client.
Yeah.
But you can't get it on the Steam client, but you're playing together with people on the Steam client.
I think the only time I've ever seen people not get pissed off by exclusive content would be like Soul Calibur back in the day when
Yeah,
on the
that's-
GameCube you got Blink and on this system you got this and this system you got that and it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
but that was a very different age.
but that's what I mean. Like that
know.
kind of makes sense to me. This one, it's like, oh, if you get it on Steam, you'll get this, which you can't get anywhere else. It's
Correct.
like,
Right. So
I can see system-specific things. Again, what's that stupid game with Star Fox in it?
Oh, Starlink.
Starlink.
Yeah.
Like again, that makes sense because
Yes.
it's on this system.
And it's
Boom.
very clearly that character is off of a
Nintendo,
Nintendo
yeah.
property. Now, if they did something like Warhawk for
Yeah.
the PS4 version, I think that would have moved units there.
Yeah.
On Xbox, if they did something with like whatever the Master Chief flies in, one of those Master Chief ships, flying. Yes, flying warthogs.
Flying warthogs.
Don't-
Banshees?
Sure. Yeah, if there was a Banshee in the Xbox version, I don't know.
I don't know.
If that's the name of the ship.
There's one of the things
why
called a
wouldn't
Banshee. I don't know.
I feel like that's what Ubisoft should have done with Starlink, is have the Nintendo platform have its Nintendo character, the PlayStation platform have its Warhawks.
I
whatever
think it was
characters.
legitimately because Nintendo and Ubisoft right now have such a
Oh yeah, they're
good
in
relationship.
bed with each other right now.
And
Look at
good
Mario
for
and
them.
Rabbids.
Sure.
Mario and Rabbids, like it's great. I'm actually surprised Assassin's Creed still hasn't made its way officially to the Switch.
yeah,
There has been rumors of it's like a Ezio collection or something hitting the Switch.
something like that.
I
Because
could
let's face
see-
it, we looked at that Ezio collection on this show a
Mm.
while ago because of like graphical errors and this and that
Yeah,
and
that-
everything else.
yeah,
It's not like that's a powerhouse of a game that's
No,
like,
and
oh,
the-
the
and the
Switch can't handle this.
And the Switch can do tons and tons of stuff now, so it's not bad.
No.
So
Well, and especially again, Unreal is working on making sure that their engine is optimized for the Switch.
and,
now.
and another thing, like if you have your games on the Epic Store launcher, not only are you getting that 5% off
Yeah.
of royalties, you don't have to pay that. you're getting probably more direct support from Epic.
Sure.
Like if they see that your game is on their store, and more importantly, if it's exclusively on their store, they'll be like, yes, we'll make sure your game is successful. Like, how do you we'll help you patch your game or whatever.
Yeah.
Making sure. So.
Oh, you need it on the front page of our store for a day? Okay, like.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's you're only available on our store. How about a couple of days? How about a week?
Yeah. So we'll see. It's cool and.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is, if anything, this will just spur Steam on to actually improve their services and that kind of stuff.
Right, it'll put the pressure on them because they've been basically the giant since 2000.
Well, and there's nothing stopping them. Like Origin came out and it's like,
I think
that's not going to stop you.
I think the combination of Origin, Uplay, and the Blizzard launcher, was a bit of a pressure on them, but not enough.
And Blizzard launcher, for the longest time, has legitimately been World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, StarCraft 2. Heroes of the Storm.
It was basically Destiny that changed.
All of a sudden, Destiny hit, and it was like, ooh.
Okay, so
good job, Blizzard Activision.
Yeah. Like a weird combination for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking forward to seeing what happens with Epic Store. I'll keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
So.
And again, it's one of those ones where I really don't like EA for a lot of things, so their own store, like that platform, and it's built horribly.
It's not very. It's incredibly unintuitive.
The Uplay store also built not so well.
My fiance has a better time looking for Sims stuff.
Yeah.
Through the Sims 4 game
launcher,
rather than going through the Origin stuff.
Yeah.
So because she can just hit play or download or buy.
Yeah.
Right from the store, and it just does it.
Yeah.
Rather than like sifting through
whatever that store is. I find the Uplay store the exact same thing. So again, Epic. If they
can pull the store off, and if they can attract enough developers, it would definitely put a lot of pressure on Steam. Both ways to either make Steam viable or just dethrone them.
Yeah. Sad news on the Epic front, though, is they've canceled Unreal Tournament, the game they were working on.
I don't believe that.
It's so far from what they've said.
Lies.
Just because of the popularity of all these other games, they're like...
Give me Unreal Tournament.
In my mind, I think they're trying to figure out how they can turn Unreal Tournament into a Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Like, that is what it almost seems like they're doing, is turning it into a Battle Royale. Because they're like, with the popularity of Battle Royale games, we can't compete. Like, Unreal Tournament's just not the thing anymore. Like, no one wants to just play, 8 versus 8 or whatever it happens to be. So, it's like, we'll just... So I'm like, oh, sad news. Either way, next up.
So
the VGAs.
Happier news. The Video Game Awards happened, last night or Thursday?
Thursday night, yes.
The Video Game Awards. Cliff Notes is things, games won, important games won.
And again, the way they hand awards out to me.
I'm okay with some. I don't usually watch a lot of award shows.
I hate award shows now.
I don't watch a lot. And so for me, this is the time where I'm like, okay, I'll just sit down and just sink all of this in. So to me, it matters a little bit. I mean, I'm surprised Red Dead Redemption didn't win more awards, more so than anything.
They took most stuff, though.
They did take a lot of stuff. Marvel Spider-Man did not win much.
But again, I'm not... that's my thing about that game. I'm not wholly surprised because there was nothing new in that game. Like, the music was almost the same music from the Spider-Man movies from Sony. Like,
yes.
The gameplay was a mix of this game,
Spider-Man
that game,
2.
this game. Like,
yes. I'm just surprised because it came out of the gate swinging. More so than
but all of a sudden you get, a game like Red Dead Redemption where,
it's wildly different than the
you can punch
game.
a horse and, the horse kicks you back and...
Or you push a guy wrong and then now you're wanted throughout the entire city.
Right, and like... the whole world goes absolutely crazy. Spider-Man, great game, but to me, it's not that. Like we talked about it on the post-credit show. I'm sitting there going, it's not really like Game of the Year to me because it just feels like a really good.
It's just a good
Spider-Man. It's a good game.
But God of War, congratulations to God of War.
And again, that's a gorgeous game.
Totally deserving. Between the one-shot camera angles to the combat to the narrative, the story, it's.
And I've only played.
I finished
this much of it, and it's like, yes.
It's one of those games where it's like it's so different, and it's so fresh from the regular God of War games that it's like it's definitely a reboot, but it's not a reboot.
Well, because again, I played the God of War collection back on my PS3.
Yeah.
And it was like, these are
funny.
Good,
and I
can see why they were popular back in the day. But then you boot up, God of War,
the new
one,
2018.
yeah, the new
2018.
And you're like,
Holy
cow!
This
Like,
feels like a modern video game.
well, it feels like a modern story, and just like they've changed the gameplay so
And it
much
just-
from even, the
And I think the
originals.
narrative, it makes it such a personal story
Yeah.
now, rather than back before, once
Must
you-
kill all gods.
Yeah, I'm angry at everything.
Urgh.
This one, he's still angry, but he's like a subtle angry.
I know, because it's more, it's a different kind of angry. It's that it's that personal, like, there's
seen shit.
loss. There's loss. He's trying to like build a normal life, and all of a sudden stuff starts happening,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "Stop it! Like I just want to sit in my hut and fish and
I will
hunt
raise my kid
and just raise my kid as best
No.
I can, being a horrible dad." And
I've seen things.
good for them though.
Yeah.
We did get some trailers out of this.
So yeah, the big pieces, and your minor complaint is I can totally see it.
My
I mean,
thing, watching it
Yeah, there was-
is just one. Some of the awards go really, really quickly, and it's like they'll say like best independent something or other.
Well,
and
they
then
do that
give
in
an
other
award.
award shows too,
And then
don't they?
Sort of, but a lot of times it's like best sound design goes to this, or they'll have like the daytime Emmys or the
Yeah.
daytime Oscars.
See, I don't watch a lot of award shows.
So
I
it's
thought
like,
that's
oh,
what
at the
happened.
daytime Oscars we gave away these awards, and that's for like all the big technical stuff that everybody's like, oh yeah, okay, but it's actually those are the people that make the actual movies. That kind of stuff. And they really save the big ones for that night. But every once in a while, they rush through some of them, and I'm like, it feels like that should be a bigger award.
You don't want an entire stage presentation for best ongoing video game?
And see, and then, like, yeah.
Fortnite?
And then the music is odd to me, like the breaks for those.
I didn't care for any of them. The only one that I really cared about, sadly enough, was the Devil May Cry one, because I'm a Devil May Cry man
Sure.
myself. But everything else was like, okay, I don't recognize Red Dead Redemption 2's audio like this. Why should I care about this?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like all of a sudden they start playing Red Dead's like the Red Dead song. And I'm like, it's a Western tune, like congratulations.
I went somewhere else. Yes. No, she's just sitting there. She's sitting.
All right, I heard weird sounds.
That's what happens with animals.
Oh God! I earthquaked us myself. All right, either way.
So the big. Let's go through some of the big pieces.
They opened with
all three executives from from Nintendo,
Sony, and Microsoft.
That was cool.
Yeah, just seeing them on stage come out
Like,
together to talk.
Yeah, and all agreeing that they're here for one thing and one thing only is games.
Yeah.
We make games, whether we all have our differences.
Yeah.
But we here for you guys.
And I mean, we talk about it all the time, but and Sony's going
one direction.
One direction, Nintendo's going another direction, and Microsoft is just
staying straight.
Guys, we have Blu-rays on our system, and you can plug your
You guys
TV.
want Crackdown 3?
Yeah.
You guys want Crackdown 3?
Like, even with, because, I mean, you've been VRing.
Yeah.
And we talked about that last week. But, like, even PlayStation with the VR stuff.
Yeah, they're trying something different.
They're going in that direction. Nintendo with the Switch is going in that direction where they're doing that hybrid console handheld thing
Multiplayer
and crushing
piece,
it.
yeah.
And again, the multiplayer piece to it, where I can sit there playing 8-player Smash.
Like, I just had a friend over playing some virtual reality last night, and we have some excellent videos of him freaking out. But,
right.
Like, everything has a thing.
And then you get to Microsoft, and it's like, oh, you can plug your,
HDMI in, guys.
HDMI in through the back, so you can like play your cable box through your Xbox. Isn't that awesome? And it's like,
no.
Or I can just put it in my other HDMI thing on my
What's
on
cable?
the TV.
What's
like,
cable?
Like, but that's what I mean. Like, and again, it already plays Blu-rays. So what else do I have to plug through it other than a cable box, which half the people don't have anymore?
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't done their discless model yet.
It
Like
really
that would set them apart.
Yep. Go completely digital.
It would set them apart. It would put them on the board with something unique and different.
But yeah, just seeing those three on stage, it's like
It's
one
cool.
of you sort of doesn't belong at this point.
Yeah, you're trying.
Because you're
You had Sea of Thieves this year.
Congrats.
Your game won best sports game, a racing game. Congrats.
Congrats. But they after that they opened up with the first big trailer was Marvel Ultimate 3.
Ultimate Alliance 3.
Ultimate Alliance 3. So this game started with X-Men Legends.
Yep.
X-Men Legends 2, which evolved into the Marvel Ultimate series. So essentially, think
Alliance.
Halo.
Yep.
Think Halo, or not Halo, sorry.
And this
Diablo.
Yeah.
But with Marvel characters.
And this one's developed by the Koei Tecmo guys, so the guys responsible for the Warriors franchise and the Warriors series. So they know how to have lots of enemies on one screen.
Oh yeah.
And kind of go at it.
So that's the beauty of these games it's the isometric running around doing.
What I liked about it as well is I watched it and I said, "That's Wolverine. That's an X-Men character. Oh, that is an Inhumans character.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a like they're not MCUing it.
They do not MCU. So
it is very much a comic book.
They do, and that's if you've played the other 2 games in the Ultimate Alliance series, it is just. It's very comic booky, like.
But it's more in this state of age when there's a Marvel game coming out. Yes. It's very like, oh, everyone's gonna compare this to the MCU. Even with Spider-Man, it was very MCU felt. It had that feel to the MCU.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't related to it, it's that like, even look at Marvel versus Capcom Infinite. Yeah. Like you look at that and be like, oh, it's basically just Disney versus Capcom.
Well, I think of the last Ultimate Alliance game and like the first level, you're in Latveria, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like. Taking down a substation or something like that, and Electro's there, like, doing some stuff, and he's in like the green costume with the thunderbolts, and you're just like
Wolverine is in his yellow and black.
Exactly, like
it's very.
And they'll have costumes or parts of costumes dedicated to MCU stuff.
I have no doubt in my mind.
They always have alternate costumes, so let's be fair, they will legitimately have like the nano suit from Infinity War as a Iron Man costume. They'll have Spider-Man Homecoming-esque type costumes and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I don't.
But yeah, the story will come straight out of just a comic book.
Yeah, it's not going to be related to the movies at all, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Not to say the movies are a bad thing, but when Disney starts to say you can't have X-Men in your game because
they're not in the MCU sort of thing, and that's where these like the Ultimate Alliance games. Like I said, they started with X-Men because it was the Ultimate Team game, and all of a sudden it's like, oh. Now we'll do all the Ultimate Alliance games, and the Ultimate Alliance, one of them focused on the Civil War stuff in the comics. Right. So you could get that's how they got the villains in. Like you could play as Venom.
So this story is going to be based off of the Black Order, preceding Thanos.
Yes.
Which will be interesting to see.
And again, that's where the MCU kind of touches in because there's clearly some
honestly,
design
the Black
choices.
Order is part of the comics anyways.
They are.
So let's go. Let's do this.
It'll be nice. The big part to this was the end of that trailer.
It is exclusive to Nintendo Switch.
So,
I don't know how they pulled that off. To be perfectly honest,
that is big on Nintendo.
Good for them.
Hold on. Where's my...
Did you message him?
Oh, no, he messaged me.
Oh, God. Oh, and did he go into a piece on it?
Ross did not have time to be here this weekend.
But...
I don't care who's making it. Ultimate Alliance 3 being an exclusive game is an effing travesty. Those slick bastards remake... Oh, yeah, so, and then the other part. So, either way, he is not happy about that one being an exclusive, and that's exactly... I was watching that trailer. Ross is... This is his game. Ultimate Alliance is his game, and I saw the trailer, and I'm like, oh, Ross is gonna be so happy. And then the end of the trailer came, and I'm like, Ross is gonna be so mad.
Time to get a Switch.
And for one game, like, that's the thing with him is... That would be the only thing that he'd get for that. So,
but there's so many great games.
So either way,
all right.
Yeah. And again, we're gonna get into this fight where just like Spider-Man being exclusive to the PS4, like, well, why is it exclusive? Da, 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 da. Someone's paying for something.
A lot of money was transacted somewhere. Yeah. Someone came up with the idea and said we should do this, and then followed through.
Because let's face it, someone was probably developing this, and then they brought it to people.
I mean,
and Nintendo's like, have a ton of money.
What was that online one again? For
Marvel Heroes or whatever? Yeah.
Wasn't Marvel Heroes sort of the spiritual successor to...
It was the exact same game.
Yeah.
But you only got to play as one person.
Right.
And then squad up online.
And then with the onset of that developer kind of hitting the bed, right?
Yeah.
Basically dying.
Yeah. Well, because they just canceled the game, and all of a sudden...
So it opens up the path.
I feel like that's why they got canned. Even when they got canned, I'm like, that's because they're trying to make another one of these. But
it's not the same. It's not the same developer, though.
No, but it's too similar a game. So if all of a sudden you're like, we have Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, maybe Disney came in and said, hey, so...
Yeah, we have Ultimate Alliance 3 coming down the pipeline, and your game is too close and not making enough money, so good day.
Yeah.
Especially after Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 got like the refresh and re-release on at least the PC. If that sold well enough.
Maybe, yeah. That would trigger this.
Either way, Nintendo exclusive Ultimate Alliance.
That's a huge get.
Yeah.
Huge get. I mean, it doesn't faze me.
And it's funny, I was watching that trailer and I'm like, this is one that I will probably get on my PS4. Like, in my brain.
Yeah.
Just, ease of online, ease of this, ease of that, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then it's like exclusive to Nintendo Switch, and I'm like,
What?
well, okay, then I guess I'm getting it for the Switch. Like,
Yep.
problem solved.
So that was one big announcement.
Yes.
The other one we didn't put on here, Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing.
Is
Chris,
coming back.
Chris is excited for it. Ross is really excited for it.
I'm interested in it.
I don't care because I have Mario Kart.
I'm interested in it because it actually looks good. It looks like they had the same level of polish.
They did. They
put
took the
through
sprites from the
reboot, or not remaster or whatever.
The remaster of Crash.
From the Crash. It looks like they put a lot of time and effort to it.
Yeah.
So, and for that, I give them kudos. But I'm not huge into kart racers unless you're Mario Kart.
Well, and that's I was talking to Chris as we were playing some games the other night, and he's like, Crash Team Racing, and I'm like, I have Mario Kart, and he's like, well, I never had Mario Kart, so Crash Team Racing was my equivalent.
I'm with you. I started with Mario Kart 64, and
I've always had Mario Kart. Like,
yeah.
I've never had to. Every other kart game to me has always been judged against Mario.
Yeah, everything
Kart.
was in the shadow of Mario Kart.
Yeah, like there's the Sonic racing game, like all of those games.
Some people would argue that the
that one wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Sonic Transformed Racing or whatever, Racing Transformed. Not a bad racing game. Diddy Kong Racing was like.
That's a different story though. That's close. That got close.
It's like that far away, but everything else to me, I'd play it and I'm like, eh. Even when they try with Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah, there was a racer for that, wasn't there? Oh yes.
That's what I mean. Like everybody tried coming out with racers, and
but
it's
I think
like,
I think what set LBP apart was that you can make your own tracks.
That was a
little difference. So other than that, it was basically a racing game.
Yeah, but Mario Kart just keeps nailing it. Like we talked about even 7 or 8 Ultimate or whatever they've Deluxe Edition.
Yeah,
it is. It's the Mario Kart game.
Yeah.
It is pretty much we're done.
Yeah, they've added stuff from the 3DS game and DS game to the Switch.
Yeah,
so.
like we're done at this point. Mario Kart has reached the pinnacle of Mario Kartness.
It'll be a while until Nintendo revisits that.
Yeah, and nothing can really compete. Like even watching the Crash one, I'm like, the world looks empty there. This doesn't look like it's doing anything. Parts of it look alive. Parts of it look good.
I think it looked really colorful. Honestly, it looked really cool.
Parts of it did, but then like they'd drive through a town and there'd be like 4 buildings and nothing else, and I'm like, maybe that's part of the town. Again, I don't know.
I didn't play it, so I just respect that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and it looks gorgeous.
So,
and obviously like people are
coming to
excited
PlayStation,
about
Xbox, probably Switch.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The Switch will have the downgraded, Crash to it, but
it'll look fine.
So either way,
so that was a big one.
We'll skip to the blue one,
sure,
because then we'll finish with
the one that won the show.
The one that
won the show. So they brought Ed Boon on to present the award for best sports/racing game.
Yes.
And everyone in the audience basically was like,
this is confusing.
Why are you bringing Ed Boon to present a sports game? And he was totally into it. He was like, this is the category for this, and here are the nominees.
Honestly, one of the best performers that night. Like
he actually kept his cool. Because as soon as
he just teleprompt read whatever you. And now I'm going to say these words.
So he presents the nominees, and then the screen goes black, and we're presented with Mortal Kombat, Raiden fighting some form of Scorpion.
Yes. Well, because half of them are all like dead now or undead.
And you know what? I think they're doing time travel again.
Yeah.
Because have you seen the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's doing time travel. So it's not the first time they've done it.
Again, in Mortal Kombat, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Everything is fair game. We already know it's ridiculous.
And it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's gonna be more. It looks like there's gonna be a lot more weapons again.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see because they haven't done that since the PS2 era.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to more weapon combat. But yeah, it was a cinematic trailer for Mortal Kombat 11.
11.
Coming really soon, like April.
Yeah.
It's coming in April.
To be fair, those Neversoft guys are like...
They are good at keeping secrets, and they're good at what they do.
I was just going to say, and let's face it, that engine just keeps...
And to be honest, it was a Mortal Kombat year this year anyways, because we had Injustice, a year or two ago?
Yeah.
Injustice 2 a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So they usually flip-flop between the two franchises.
Yeah.
So, yes, congratulations to them for Mortal Kombat 11 for winning Best Sports Games / Racing Game. The reveal for that winning.
Man. I don't know. Like, even watching it, and it's like, best streamer or best this.
I could care less.
They had one of the guys from, like, best an esports sort of thing, and that Blue Fox guy.
Sonic Fox.
Thank you.
He's a fighting game guy.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of fighting game stuff, so
Either way,
he's
he even goes up there.
I feel like he went on too long.
Correct, because again, no one cares. Like, here's the thing about the speeches. No one cares.
And all the power to him. He is a good sports game fighter.
Sure.
He's great at what he does, but I could care less about who he is.
Right.
Because I don't follow that and maybe that's just our generation.
And it might be us.
Like, we don't. And Joel McHale kind of said it properly. Like,
oh yeah, like his kids are.
Whoever wins this is the LeBron James is sitting, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part about this entire award is that.
Oh yeah.
Piece.
Then that blue-haired guy won at one point. And I was very impressed by him, like one of the streamers or whatever. I don't know his name. He's got blue hair. That's all I know.
All I remember is he had a bit with the Muppet.
He did have a bit with the Muppet.
That was the best part. That was the best
To be
bit.
fair, he dressed up that evening. Yeah. He went up. He kept it brief. He said his piece, and he left. And I went. I was not expecting that from the cotton candy haired gentleman who was going up. Like, you know, as they were showing the things.
And then you had a furry.
And then again, yeah, I got a guy who goes like, puts on his mask, and I'm like,
This is video games.
This is video games. This is video games.
This is now video games.
Yeah.
Now this is video games.
Well, because in my brain, it's always like, even the Grammys, people would dress weird. Like, the musicians would dress weird, but they would still dress up.
I blame Lady Gaga for dressing up with meat steaks.
But that was always the Grammys. The Grammys, there was always one, like, what's her nugget with the stupid swan dress. She showed up at the Grammys one year. The Grammys was for weird stuff, but at least they still were like Lady Gaga. It might have been a meat dress, but it was still a dress. But to be fair, like that kind of stuff. And I think the best presenter was still the lead singer from Panic at the Disco comes out, and he's like, "So I was gonna write a speech, but then I ended up playing Fortnite Season 7 all night last night."
To be fair, that's probably
and then read the teleprompter where he's like, "As an avid musician and like."
They gave me stuff. Oh, they gave me words to write.
And then he read it, and it was like something about as a dedicated musician and lover of video game music or something like that.
Super.
And he just starts laughing, and I'm like, that was good.
Yeah. So even though God of War won Game of the Year, I think Nintendo won the Video Game Awards.
So before you do this, the best part is essentially as the VGAs ended,
yes,
Super Smash Bros. Came out.
This was at the end, yes.
Yeah. As they were ending,
yes.
Super Smash Bros. Is releasing, but before it releases,
we got an announcement of the first DLC character for the Challenger Pack.
Yes.
Coming eventually. Not soon enough, apparently, because now we're getting Persona in Smash Brothers, which basically... What? We didn't see this coming.
I definitely did
not see... No one saw this coming. And even the leaks were not true, which I'm really glad this did not leak. This is one of those characters that's like... This surprise reveal worked better than if it were leaked.
Yeah. So... Joker
from Persona 5.
From Persona 5
will be the first character available for the Challenger Packs coming next year.
And of course, now the rumors are going around that Persona for the Switch, please.
And okay, I'm on two fronts on this. On one front, I would love more than anything for you guys to have that opportunity to play Persona 5.
Well, I can now on a
Well,
PlayStation.
you can, yeah. You can just borrow my copy. But I think the idea of playing Persona 5 everywhere I go, it lends itself a little bit more to that because of how interactive and how engaging you are with the game. Like, you're always actively doing stuff.
Yeah.
And so having it on the Switch would be great. But on the other hand, I played that game to death, so I don't.
For you,
I don't know if I would get it again.
You might after a year or so.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe not day one, but maybe.
Or if they do enough meaningful upgrades to the game.
Yeah.
Because when Persona 4 came out on PS2 way back when, everyone played the shit out of it, and then came out again on the Vita with like a whole new chapter and a whole new set of characters.
Yeah, that changes.
So that was worth playing again.
But yeah, it's funny how this one trailer for
has now
opened up this entire thing, like
the interest of like what can't Persona 5 on the Switch could happen. We don't know.
Yeah.
And B, if this is their first character that they're announcing for the Switch or for the Smash Brothers DLC,
no
one is safe anymore.
No, and again, we're back at that stage where it's like, so when they really
Master Chief at this point,
when they said that the DLC characters were pretty much already locked in, like stop sending us requests, like, we have already chosen the DLC characters. Everybody's like, oh, they're Nintendo characters, and like we're getting more piranha plants and that kind of like left wing weird stuff from Nintendo.
No.
And all of a sudden, this one comes out and it's like, oh,
anything is possible.
Hello, extra gameplay. Cool.
So yeah, no, anything is literally possible at this point.
Yes.
Which begs the question: have they talked to Microsoft about Master Chief? Because I feel like that would be the next big one. Like, holy, like,
Crash.
No, I feel
Spyro.
Spyro might be the reasonable one, but those guys just had games come out.
I know.
So it would be a weird like.
Good. He's really excited. He's getting Persona 5 in a Smash Bros. Game at some point.
And they announced it in the most Persona fashion. They had the guys at Atlas draw their own basically cutscene to reveal it, and I was literally like, "Cool! I'm done with Persona 5. What's happening here? What's happening here? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What? What's happening?" It was that roller coaster of emotions.
Oh yeah.
So, like, what else is possible? I don't even anything can happen now.
Goku.
That would be a weird one.
Shrek.
I was thinking actually Iron Man. Iron Man might not be a bad choice.
It's more he's still not a video game.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance is coming out.
I know, but he's still not a video
Marvel
game
Ultimate
character.
Alliance.
I think if they started adding that kind of stuff to Smash, I'd be everything but spirit mode so far.
I like spirit mode. I can take it. So, I'm okay with Iron Man if that happens. Not that I'm wanting it.
Yeah.
But like literally no one else is safe other than Microsoft guys at this
Character
point.
from Ghost and Goblins would be cool.
Like
the Knight.
Oh, from Marvel Infinite and Marvel 3.
He was in Marvel
Arthur.
3. Arthur.
King Arthur. I can't see King Arthur.
It's super. It's the
more
coming together of all of
Yes.
these series. Like even I've set
point.
my Super Smash Bros. Because you can set rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you can always just have set rules instead of having to change them all the time, which I think is a really nice thing.
Yeah.
But I've set one that's just one stock go.
Yeah.
For those battles where it's like, I'm gonna have a Pokemon fight this time. Bloop 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 doo doo.
Who else would? I'm trying to think like.
I'm trying to think older school games, that kind of stuff. But Persona 5 does again bring it to that, like, this game just came out and bam.
Yes, some people would almost say that it's the best game of 2017.
Yeah,
so
it's like someone might have probably done that. I don't know.
Anything can literally happen.
Yes.
And I don't know what to guess anymore.
No, because again, the last two reveals have been Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant?
And Joker.
What is even video games?
Because I was not expecting Piranha Plant to begin with.
No one was expecting Snake to come back.
And then, Snake coming back.
Was the big one. It's like, oh, okay, this is what this game is. Everything.
Yeah.
And then you realize everything.
We were just laughing because they had started doing the Red Dead Redemption song, and I'm like...
Yeah, you guys pieced, right?
I had muted it, and then Chris had texted going like, okay, I'm done with my studying, and I'm done with this show at this point, because it, like, whatever. So we were playing Battlefront, and we started getting your texts. And it's like, what's going on? And then, like, you were so excited, and it's like, Persona 5 and Smash! And we're like, oh, that would do it, yeah.
Persona 5.
Persona and Smash! And it's like, oh, that's why Tony's so excited. That makes much sense now. Keep playing Battlefront.
Transformer?
Ooh, I could almost handle a Transformer,
Like
but that's still not
Prime?
video gamey to me.
I could see old school Generation 1 Optimus Prime entering Smash.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of...
I could see that.
Like, bigger video game franchises again, that kind of stuff.
But if you're going for shock value...
Kratos
would make sense. I think Nintendo and Sony have a good relationship.
Come to this weird agreement where Sony's like, we're never trying All-Star Battle, whatever that was.
Yeah, so we don't want to talk... Yeah.
Just, here, have Nathan Drake and Kratos
I think the next obvious guess that everyone wants is Dante. I feel like that's too simple. I feel like that's too safe. Everyone... And on top of that, if you've played Marvel 3 or Infinite, like, that's... We all know he can do fighting games. He's very popular, but I feel like that's too safe.
Well, especially after you have Bayonetta. Like
Yes.
you already have someone who's very
that style of
style of fighter. Like that's why I say Arthur, because you can switch him from what he was in Capcom 3 to like the Smash Bros esque type. You know, make him like Mega Man. You know how they took Mega Man and didn't make him the Mega Man that was in any of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. They made him their own thing.
Yeah.
Do that with Arthur. And
well,
you
I mean,
get a
you
cool
have,
retro
and then you
feel.
have characters like Ryu who have basically the same,
Yeah.
but different.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Transformers is my guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd see a Generation 1.
I'm trying to think
Prime.
of even Nintendo stuff that's coming out that they'd want to try and like,
Nothing. They've got Yoshi.
which they've already. You can get the
What about Red?
Wolf
How about an
version
Ubisoft character? How about like Ezio?
one. Rayman?
Ezio before Rayman. Rayman's.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think Super Smash Bros. I don't know.
Anything
and
is
at this point, it's like I really don't
Pyramid
know.
Head.
Sure, why not?
Pyramid Head is now.
A spaceship. Like I don't.
Pyramid Head. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. And it's the same model from
Spider-Man to PS4.
Actually, that would work pretty well.
Well, and that's what I mean. So,
Mortal Kombat character is another. One of those
that
ones.
would be interesting.
Another
And
one
that
of
would be
those-
tough to get in though, because
It would be tough because it's super M rated.
Yeah.
And B, they already have a game coming out.
and Neversoft would definitely be like, if you're putting Scorpion in the game, he's
We
got to
wanna-
be able to fatalities and this and that.
We
and
need to
everything.
rip people's spines.
Right, like he's got to like crack someone's pelvis bone and do something else.
So
and
we don't want no DC versus
Yeah.
DC versus Mortal Kombat
If
situation
Scorpion's
again.
in this game, because let's face it, that's who they would move over.
Yes, it would be Scorpion,
or Sub-Zero.
yeah, one of those two, or both, and just Echo Fighter one. Of
And
them.
Echo Fight, yeah. But yeah, like,
Yeah. Like,
at this point we don't know.
Well, I don't think Mortal Kombat would because of the upcoming 11. They don't want to get brand confusion.
Right. So, I really don't know.
Anything is possible.
And maybe one of the Gears of War guys.
Sora was another
That would work.
Everyone kind of wanted him for Smash 4,
Yeah, that would work.
but never obviously happened. I could see that I could see that happening, but not really, because again, you have Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out early next year.
Yeah, but
You
him
have-
being
you
in
have
the
to
game
see-
would
you-
fit.
It would fit ridiculously well,
Yeah.
but you would have to save him for like character 5, like
Yep.
down the road, because
Yep.
those DLC characters are coming out until the end of time.
Oh yeah, we don't know. They're like, this
So-
could be 3 years in the making, and you'll get your
So
Final
Sora
Fighter
would.
eventually.
I feel like Sora would be the next best fit. It's just unfortunate Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out in February.
Yeah.
So it won't be any of the first two.
No, so but
True.
either way, Joker
So
and Super
Joker-
Smash Bros.
Weird. Persona 5 is meeting up in Smash. A PlayStation exclusive game. Another PlayStation exclusive
game
RPG.
going to Smash Bros.
Yes. At this point, what is video games?
And again, that like I said, at least Nintendo's going this way and PlayStation's going this way,
They're
so the
trying
two
different.
can meet in the middle and
Yeah,
kind of be like,
still do their own thing.
we can be buddies without.
Astrobot VR. The little robot with a VR headset.
Yeah.
That's the next character in
There you
Smash.
It's a roller coaster from Planet Coaster. Like that's
You are the Epic Store client. The Epic Store client is the next challenger.
a battle droid from Battlefront 2. I'm just looking at games I've played. A hockey player from NHL.
It's your
Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid from
Connor
Smash.
Actually, at this point, you might as well. That's not wrong.
Or go stupidly crazy and put Wreck-It Ralph in. I just looked at that and went, that would fit
That would
in a
be
weird way.
And then you open up Disney, and then at that point, people will complain, "Why is Sora not in this game?"
But out of any movie character going into this game, that one would
Ralph
be
would.
one where I could be like, that fits, because he could legitimately
Wreck shit.
warp his way in and be like,
I'm in a
what
video
game is this now?
Oh, it's Smash Brothers. I
Yeah.
remember this game.
Right.
And it's voiced by John C. Reilly.
Sure.
And Vanellope is voiced by Silverman.
If they get like even an assist trophy, or she's part of like one of his moves or something like that. That'd be the only movie character I could see working their way in, only because he's already met Ryu and Pac-Man, and like
he has that lineage
Yes.
already with him.
like he's a video game character.
Yeah.
He
I
just
can see
happens to be a movie character as well. So
I can see that.
that'd be the only. I'm just looking over my
Ralph
list. An
would be
Overwatch character.
Blizz, that would at that point you might as well get a World of Warcraft character before Overwatch.
Ooh, that's.
If you had a World of Warcraft one before. But then if you're gonna do Overwatch, I think you do either Reaper or Tracer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Either of those two.
Yeah.
Because you already have Donkey Kong, so you wouldn't put You wouldn't put
the ape, the monkey.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Winston.
Winston.
You wouldn't put Winston because you already have Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But Tracer and so here's my question. How did Persona 5 get into this game? Because they use a lot of guns and a lot of firearms and a lot of
I think because it's still cell shaded pew pewing.
Maybe
is how they get away with
and then
it. Same with Bayonetta. It's
and then you look at Snake heavy. And he's got pew pews.
Yep.
And he didn't get his pew pews in the game.
No, he did not get his pew pews in the game. He got explosions in the game.
Rocket launchers and landmines.
Because I think his is legitimately more of like a Call of Duty-esque, like you shoot someone, they die sort of thing. Whereas Bayonetta, her guns, you're destroying angels and demons and that kind of stuff. Persona 5, again, with the cel-shaded graphics, you can get away with, it's comic mischief violence.
The game is still rated M. The trailer was rated E, but the game is rated M.
Yeah. Whereas Snake's legitimately just like, I will, sneak up behind you and crack your...
Well, I was going to say, one of his specials is he literally chokes you out.
Yeah. Yeah, big news. So...
Yeah, congratulations to God of War and Nintendo on the Video Game Awards. Yay.
Again, Sony and Nintendo doing crushing it.
Yes. They know
Sorry, Microsoft.
You try see you next year?
And again, we've talked about them. They've been buying a lot of developers and indie guys.
Obsidian, they bought it in smaller news. They bought Obsidian a couple of weeks back, which they have their new game coming out,
the
Outer Worlds or something, which looks like a Borderlands style game.
Yeah.
And as I was watching this trailer, I'm like, oh, it's Obsidian. Shit, it's only on Xbox, but it's coming out on PS4 too. So I thought that when you buy a studio.
Microsoft's been doing this weird thing where they don't, and that's maybe where they're stupid.
Minecraft is their first big one where they bought and said, yeah, you guys put on the Switch or whatever, do your thing.
With like DLC purely for the Switch and like the Wii U where it was like Nintendo branded Minecraft.
And then on top of that, it's like cross-platform between the two of them.
So that's my thing is, and maybe that's where Microsoft is, their niche is like, we're just going to be friendly to everybody now. We used to be the douchebags of gaming. We are now like the overall like.
Yeah, Sony's the douchebag.
Exactly. We'll make them look as bad as we possibly can because it's like you're not sharing very nicely. You should share more.
You want to play Nintendo? Yes.
Nintendo's just like yes.
Yes.
We have this system that seems to be doing well for we don't know why.
So yes, Master Chief for
Smash.
Actually, no. Killer Instinct.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Get Kilgore or
if they gave Banjo back to, because that's another one they own.
That was on the biggest leaks a couple weeks back. It's like Banjo's in the leaked list. It's coming true. But if we get a Killer Instinct character, I would rather a Killer Instinct character before Banjo-Kazooie because Banjo-Kazooie's it's a safe character.
Correct.
We know what he would do. We know what he would look like. But a Killer Instinct character. Like
the guy with the dreadlocks and
that's Kilgore, yeah. Or Fulgore, sorry, Fulgore.
I don't know. I haven't played a Killer Instinct game since the first one.
Still great.
It's still great, but I haven't played a game. I haven't played one of those.
Imagine if Killer Instinct made its next appearance in Smash. It would work. It surprisingly would work.
But that's the fact. At this point,
anything will work.
They've made a piranha plant.
They had you put Ryu.
Yes. Ryu being announced last year or 2 years ago or whatever, being in Smash 4 was insane.
Yes, that was the hugest, like, wait, what?
Well, because we got Snake the one year, and it was like...
We got what was it, Cloud or Ryu first? I think it was... Cloud was first. No, Ryu was first.
I don't remember.
No,
we got Bayonetta.
Ryu was first.
Ryu, Cloud.
Ryu was first.
But even when they first announced Sonic, it was like...
Oh. Okay.
You mean we don't have to stick to Nintendo anymore. Like we're
Mega Man.
We're branching. Mega Man all of a sudden, and Snake, and so it's like okay.
What else can we do?
And then all of a sudden Ryu, and you're like, but he's from another fighting franchise. Like,
how is this gonna work?
What?
They reprogrammed him to make him work.
So
So I'd like to see a Killer Instinct character.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm calling that one as one of those.
Okay, on to our another big final news.
Big piece.
Spoilers, I guess, if you don't want to watch trailers. We're about to talk about the Avengers 4 trailer.
Well, I mean, we should probably bookend that with the Captain Marvel trailer as well.
Also true.
That happened earlier this week.
So we're talking Marvel trailers.
So
if you don't want to watch trailers, you don't want to know about trailers, go away.
Cliff Notes, these are movies that are coming out.
Yes. You should probably go and see them.
So Captain Marvel dropped earlier this week.
Yes.
And it looks like Captain Marvel.
It looks good.
It's a Captain Marvel film.
Yep. Looks
and
good.
it looks she finally smiles a little bit in the trailer. So
The old lady fights back, so
And-
we
and
know
it's
she's
still-
not just punching old people.
I know it's not just elderly abuse.
It's not just elder abuse where she's punching people, so that's nice.
Yes.
Nothing
Anything?
yet.
Nothing yet.
We get to see like the
Skrulls?
the Mohawk version with the
hair.
and they've done a really good job of this whole like phasing helmets off and stuff
Yes,
now.
yeah,
Where it's like
It's basically just drinking water for them. It's
Yeah.
like breathing.
and the hair falls down and you're like, so
Oh.
that's how they're pulling the Mohawk thing off.
Yeah.
All right, I'm digging it. We saw Skrulls, yeah.
The
which is
Skrulls was
good.
the big one. The big question mark is like, what are the Skrulls going to look like? Yeah,
Skrulls.
That's what they're
They
going to
look
look
like
like.
Skrulls.
Have you read the comics?
Yeah.
Have
Skrulls.
you watched the Avengers cartoon? Yes,
Yeah,
that one.
Skrulls. Yeah, Skrulls. We're
So-
getting Skrulls.
We saw really lighthearted Nick Fury.
Yes, we do. We see a very
very
young
green-
and carefree.
Very green.
Yeah, that cat's taking his eyeball.
Yes, that's how he loses his trust.
Yeah,
I would
he
be the
trusted
crazy.
someone once.
That would be the craziest thing if that was the actual. He trusted a cat.
I feel like he's gonna end
The
up
cat was a
trusting
Skrull.
like the Jude Law-esque type character of this movie, and Jude Law.
I'm not
counters
even
or
gonna
something
guess.
like
I'm just
that.
gonna let it. I'm just gonna let that movie go.
Because he's losing his eye in this movie.
He doesn't technically lose his eye.
Well, he's going
He's
to
gonna-
lose a sight in that eye.
Yes. He's gonna
Um,
yes, he's gonna get a scar on his eye.
Yes.
He's gonna get an eye patch at the end of this movie.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna let that movie take me where it's going because
The
it
fact that
looks
Sam
great.
Jackson is in the movie as much as he is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are getting more of that Nick Fury
Yes.
as opposed to just that character who shows up when we need him. Like even in Winter Soldier, we got a lot of Nick Fury and then no Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And then he was back to just being that guy in the shadows who was like, "Go do this," and it's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one, he's actually going to be.
And it
involved.
makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
With his character role, and it's also worth noting that this will be like the 1990s, so
Yes.
Hydra's still in Shield.
Right.
So just keep that in the back of your mind.
Right.
That might still be a factor.
Young Coulson, obviously, we didn't.
I didn't see
anything
him in the trailer. I think he might have been in for like a half a second.
This was more of the space stuff, so
Yeah.
we saw, her shooting off,
blasters
in space. Well, that's just
That's
her
her thing.
energy. That's just what
That's
she
her
does.
thing.
So
That's her
everybody,
thing.
like one person showed off on the subreddit, like Iron Man flying through the sky, launching missiles, and like
Yeah.
doing his blaster thing, and then her doing her thing. And it's like, I can't wait for these two to be on the same screen together. Oh my god, this is gonna be the most amazing thing in the world.
So I was reading some of the subreddit posts. It's like, oh man, this is gonna be great. The post credit sequence is gonna set up, Avengers 4, blah blah blah. And someone posted like, what if she gets dusted? As the post credit sequence, it's her.
Decimated.
Decimated.
The word is now decimated. We
Decimated.
have a word for the
Yes.
snap.
Thank you, comics.
The decimation.
What if the post credit sequence is her getting to Earth and then decimated? Like that would be the craziest reveal.
Well, she would be dusted before she got to Earth, but she might be getting like it might
The
be
call-
her getting the call, and all of a
then-
sudden,
yeah. But imagine if that was the post credit sequence. It's like
everybody's like,
we put our eggs in the wrong basket. We put our eggs in the wrong basket. Captain Marvel will fix. No.
"Oh no, it's all on Groot now." Wait.
No.
Oh
No.
man,
No. It's up to the remaining Avengers.
we're screwed.
Apparently.
Ant-Man.
So.
Moving on from that trailer, obviously,
big one.
to
The big
Avengers 4. Avengers, so Marvel did the cool thing of...
They put up the trailer, but they didn't put the title in it.
It's not the real title.
It is totally.
It's not the real title.
It is the real
It's
title.
not the real title.
What do you want to call it then?
You know what, honestly? Avengers. That would be hilarious.
There must
It's
be
just an
some
A that shows up, and it's like, that's... What?
There must be some like marketing or some like legal team where it's like you can't call the movie the same movie as you did in 2012.
That's because
guys.
the last one was The Avengers. This one's just Avengers.
Okay, there's Spider-Man naming.
The Spectacular Avengers. The Fantastic Avengers. Your
So
friendly
yes, they
neighborhood
dropped
Avengers.
they dropped the trailer for Avengers 4.
Yes.
Avengers Endgame.
We see Tony Stark in space, running out of food, running out of air, running out of water.
Nebula was basically a dick, not helping him out probably.
We don't. So
It's so question. There's a lot
they
of question
show
marks.
Nebula, and
But it's
they
not-
show her like touch someone's shoulder.
You have to remember though, the Russo brothers are a master of telling you lies.
And that's why I
What
said this
is-
at the beginning of the show. I watched this trailer once.
What is in this trailer? What do we know is gonna actually make it into? So we see that.
Yeah.
We see not in any specific order. We see a really sad Thor for not aiming for the head.
Yeah.
We see a really upset Bruce Banner looking at what looks to be like people who have been decimated.
It says missing underneath.
Missing.
So because they don't know about Peter Parker because he just went missing.
And Scott Lang.
Scott Lang and Shuri was on that.
Shuri
list,
was the big one.
Like the big one. Oh my god! Like,
wait, what?
So my big thing with Shuri is she was a big enough part of that movie. I feel like we would have seen her, like, not showing her get dusted is like...
I would be okay with her being...
crazy.
I would be okay with her being that.
But dusted, like, but that's the thing now is, like, she was going to be the one, that, you know, in our minds to bring Vision back and that kind of thing.
To bring Vision back to actually to sit on the throne, things like that.
Or, yes, become the Black Panther for the meantime before T'Challa comes back.
So we see that. We see a Captain America and...
Talking Scarlet Witch, or not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow.
Black Widow talking them to, like, about a lot of stuff, actually.
They're doing the exposition of the trailer
Correct.
to someone else, because someone's like, why are the two of them talking about, like, how he's wiped out 50% of the... And it's like, they're clearly explaining it to someone who has missed it. So either Captain Marvel, or Scott Lang, or whoever happens to, like, come in to help save the day.
Someone. We see a Hawkeye?
Ronan
Hawkeye? We see Clint? He's in the movie, guys!
Someone did a lovely comic. And it was like, because they're like, what happened to his bow? Because he's, you know, he's using a sword. Now. He's using a sword, and Ronan does.
Yes.
Ronan's kind of like the mix of everything. But Ronan's got the sword, and it's like, what really happened? And it shows his bow and arrow getting dusted instead of his family, and he's like, no! Like
that would be that would be better than his family.
His family doesn't get dusted. His bow and arrow do, and he gets so pissed off he just goes into complete rage mode and becomes Ronin because now he has to use swords.
So yes, he's in the movie.
We have seen Jeremy Renner in
although
the
it's
film.
Also the Russo brothers.
So maybe Jeremy Renner's not. We saw the Hulk in the Avengers 3, so
we don't know if Hawkeye's or Ronin's actually in this movie. So we see that.
Yeah.
And what other shots do we see? We see shots of Thanos.
We see, so
on his new
farm
Titan
planet,
quote unquote Titan 2.
Yeah, he's farming.
He's being a pacifist.
Yeah.
So we see that, and we see Scott Lang.
And yes, after all the dreary, like, you know, these people are missing and everybody's sad and Tony Stark's dying and all these things are happening.
And we see Ant-Man just kind of be like, guys, let me in.
Yeah,
I'm
guys,
cool.
Remember me.
I'm cool too.
And again, he kind of gives us a time frame for time because it was like, remember me from a few years ago? Like we, you know.
So there's a lot of question marks still. We don't know.
Again, I trust nothing from this trailer.
People have already freeze-framed the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Hence the Shuri piece.
Yeah, because I didn't see Shuri when I watched.
I didn't see it either. People have freeze-framed that footage of Ant-Man, of Scott Lang on the CCTV. Yeah. And the corner it says archived footage, apparently.
I looked at the freeze frame of that because someone got it in high def because someone looked, there was numbers or letters at the top and they thought it said 1985. It actually says iOS 5 or something like that.
But even if... hello.
Hello. How is it going,
Hello, friends.
Strinxel. So someone froze that one, and to me it looks like
I think
it would be a button to archive the video.
At this point we don't know.
And again, we have no idea.
We have no idea. Like
again, I trust nothing in this trailer.
Hey. Oh, hey. So yeah, but it's the big thing is that.
That's not surprising. I can't say anything, right?
I don't say things. I'm not paid to do that.
I'm not paid to read.
We're paid. You're paid.
What?
You're paid.
In the name.
And I think the one rumor that's slowly coming true is the fact that this is a movie that might take place 5 years after.
Yes, that's the only thing that
And if that's the case, we could see a wildly different movie than we've seen in the other 20 plus movies before this. It could be a really weird movie.
Yeah. That's my thought process is this is a wildly different film just from, you know, how long has Tony Stark been in space? Is that actually like what we're
We don't see Pepper Potts in it because we have rumors of her taking a bigger role in the movie.
Yeah.
So that could be huge.
Lots of stuff. So
we haven't seen any of the sequences that were shot since the Battle of New York.
Yeah.
Because we saw those on set somewhere at some point in time.
No Rocket.
No Rocket.
So is he up in space looking for his
No
buddies?
Captain Marvel.
No Captain Marvel, obviously,
because she was decimated.
Because she was clearly decimated. And she got the page.
That's my.
I gotta go help, guys. And then Nathan Fillion appears as Nova, and that's who actually comes to save the day.
I would buy that. That would be.
He's like, oh no, Captain Marvel. I guess I should go help. Thanks.
Thank you.
We love you, even though I can't say your name. Like your Twitch name.
Username.
Screen name.
So yes, looking forward to that film.
I didn't see Spider-Man anywhere.
Yeah, you did. You saw him. He was on the.
Oh yeah, he was on the screen.
Peter Parker was on the screen. Peter Parker was technically there.
Poor Peter.
Any other pieces in the trailer that I think?
I don't know. Kevin Smith cried.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Like he had like a 9-minute video where he's like, "Let's watch it together." Like I've already watched it. Like,
and you know, it's got that somber feeling to it. Like where Infinity War is like, yes, Thanos is coming. We're gonna save the day.
Yeah.
Save the day.
Oh,
we didn't save the day.
And that legitimately, Kevin Smith's watching it, and they're going through the whole somber thing, and then you know they do the title and everything, and then you know Ant-Man appears, and like he legitimately starts like,
what?
Little Ant-Man's coming to save the day, man.
Yeah, it's him. He gets out. He gets out somehow.
Yeah.
Whether it's a time portal or Luis comes back and
Luis shows up. Hey man, so I pressed this button and now here you are. Yeah, I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I trust nothing from this.
This is the perfect trailer because it shows. There's a movie coming.
There is another Avengers movie. I'm not sure if you knew this.
It shows just enough to show that an Avengers.
I believe nothing from this trailer.
Yes.
I believe Tony Stark comes back to Earth just fine. I believe Cap still has his beard, his glorious beard.
The Nomad beard.
The Nomad beard. But that's my thing is after the Avengers 3 trailer, I don't know what to trust. I don't know what
what makes it into the movie, because I'm pretty sure like a third of that Avengers trailer didn't make it into the movie.
Correct. Well, and some of it was legitimately just a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
You know, Hulk running with everybody in Wakanda, bold-faced lie.
Right. Everyone's staring up in the sky and looking at what did you just staring at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bold-faced lie. Like lies.
Yes.
So this one I'm sitting there going, you've either cut all of this into pieces that have nothing to do with each other and overlaid audio that has nothing to do with what's going on.
Like maybe the film pieces, maybe it's in there, but it's wildly out of context.
Right.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
And people are thinking like, why does he still have a picture of Peggy? Like I thought he'd be done with her.
Especially since he was macking out with her niece.
Yeah.
Or grandniece or whatever
like,
it happens
some people are like speculating in the sense that if it really is a time travel piece and they go back in time to
how far do we go back?
Well, not just how far do you go back. Like if you're Captain America and you were given the opportunity to say take the Tesseract away from the Red Skull and bring it back to America or whatever, that means Red Skull doesn't get transported to Vormir, doesn't become the keeper of the Soul Stone.
Right.
Thanos doesn't get the Soul Stone, which means
possibly, yep.
Which means you stay in the 1960s.
Yes.
Whenever that movie, whenever World War I took place.
1945 it ended.
So you stay in the 1940s.
Yeah.
You get to see Peggy again.
Yep.
You have that thought of like we could fix this, but then I stay back in the 1940s.
And maybe. I don't know. There's
There's so many things that could go in so many different ways.
See, and the time travel piece to me is a nice way of with future plans obviously coming.
And you think about like Captain America's actual role ever since he got unfrozen.
Yeah.
He didn't really do much. Like he was basically just that guy that appeared and said, "Hi, like America, I'm Captain America, blah blah blah." Like it's cool. Like you recorded some high school PSA videos and you were that symbol of freedom, but he actually didn't have that much impact as opposed to like Iron Man or Black Panther or any of those other characters. Like the world could have gone on without him.
Almost. So the Hydra thing was a little important.
It was, but anyone could have.
Again, yes, Iron Man could have flown in.
Iron Man could have done that. Even Nick Fury,
sure,
could have done something to do with that. And
and
hell, if he went back in time and he stays there, maybe he prevents Hydra from growing.
And that's the thing is now
that could hit a huge reset in the timeline.
It could hit a lot of different resets, and then all of a sudden that's where the Fantastic Four can come into timelines.
Fantastic Four, the mutants.
Your mutants can all of a sudden make more of an appearance because people have started experimenting more with certain things and this and that and everything else,
Right.
Like,
and
Wolverine
with-
is the easiest X-Men to write in because he's just been using his powers subtly during all of these other events in history.
Yeah.
So he could have been in World War II, and you'd be like, oh, he was just that guy who, you know, did a decent job at killing a lot of people.
with Captain America back in his own timeline, not dying, he could prevent people from trying to replicate the super soldier serum, which started the gamma radiation,
Yes.
which started all
Yeah.
the thing from Shield, Agents of Shield, whatever it's called, the orange stuff. Like and everyone, all the science experiments since Captain America has been trying to recreate the
Captain America, yeah.
So if he's back in his own timeline, there could be a possibility where he's like, "Stop it,
Stop it! This does not go well.
So
You do not want to see that guy when he's mad.
So it could be that we could see.
That's the thing.
Anything could happen.
We don't know, and yeah, if time travel's involved, it can reset a lot of things. So we'll see what happens. But either way, this trailer shows us
Alternate
really
realities.
nothing other than just getting everybody hyped.
There's a
The
new
fact
Avengers
that the
movie.
A gets put back together from being dusted to
yes.
reforming.
It could be reforming the
You know.
Avengers.
Yeah, and if Captain America does not say Avengers Assemble in this movie, I'm a leave, and I'm gonna be mad. I'm not actually gonna leave, but I am gonna be kind of mad.
He's not gonna say.
I'm gonna be mad.
He's not gonna say.
I'm gonna be mad. If this is legitimately Chris Evans' last big role as like an Avengers sort of thing, if he does not say Avengers Assemble, like people are gonna throw
the
things
post
at
credits
screen.
scene is him saying "Hail Hydra," and it's revealing that he's been Hydra Cap this entire
Thanks, I swallow. Oh.
time. No.
Ha! I see what you tried to do there, and I did not fall for your Bart Simpson-esque prank call trick.
So yes, Avengers 4 trailer.
Yes.
Avengers Endgame.
Endgame, still not the actual title.
I believe it. I'll believe it.
I feel like it's one of those tags that's like Avengers Assemble, and you're just like, on this date. This one's like Avengers Endgame this date, and you're like,
No,
yeah.
I believe
And then
it.
we're gonna get to the movie, and they're gonna be like, it's Avengers, welcome the Fantastic Four, or Avengers, friendship is magic.
And that's when Tony becomes a DC fan.
No matter how bad their movies are, it's like, nope.
Rip.
Avengers, woohoo. Just random ass titles, I don't know. But
Avengers, we'll take your money now.
yeah.
You're still gonna watch it.
It's just Avengers and that meme of Fry, like,
no,
with
doesn't
the
matter.
money. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Just take my money.
And of course, we apparently have a Spider-Man trailer dropping sometime within now and later.
Or Tom Holland ruining something because he's at a press conference. So
Yes. So it could be anytime between now and later.
yes, we're keeping our eyes out. We'll keep our eyes out as we do move our way into the post-credit show.
That's where we talk about movies we've watched, games we've played, and everything else in between.
Yes.
So just give us a couple minutes to
Feed the hamsters or find new ones.
reset the cogs.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys in about 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you then. Thanks for watching. Check us out at barrelnews.com. Bye.